Jason here, the Tone Ranger. Wanted to talk to you today about some of the onboard modeling and impulse responses slash really cab models, which are a whole bunch of snapshots of Neural's impulse responses versus separate impulse responses that I've done. I just wanted to compare the two. What I've tried to do is open up the stock cabs on the quad cortex. Two of my favorite models, the AC30 that they've got in here and the matchless DC30 that they've got in here. And then I'm going to be comparing their cabs and microphones and mic positions with my own. I have the exact amp, an AC30 from 1964 with the 2x12 cab and the silver barrel speakers, all original. I'm using Neural's models of that, and then their amp model with my impulse responses. And then again on the DC30, I'm using their stock amp and cabs. And then for me, I've chosen the same mics, some of the same mics that they have in their cab options. I've chosen to mic the amps in the same position, with the same mics, and see what the differences are. So I want to share some of that with you today. I'm going to be running my Telecaster bridge on some of these clips at about 10% of roll off on the tone, just to take a little edge off. And then the next stuff that I play will be wide open on the tone knob. So let's hear how it sounds. We'll start on the quad cortex AC30 with their SM57. And again, any of the orange scenes, those are all quad cortex amps and cabs. And then any of the blue scenes, those are the quad cortex amp with my personal impulse responses that I've shot with the same microphones on the same amps. So here we go. Here's the quad cortex AC30 with their own cabinet. The neck pickup and just play a little riff, simple riff on those same amp models. Okay, back to the quad cortex amp with their 57. So you can see the stock stuff sounds great. I think it's a little bit deeper and maybe a little bit exaggerated on the low end. I feel like there's also a little bit of a blanket over the tone, but nothing that can't be worked around. They sound great. I feel like my impulse responses with the exact same cabs, no changes in cab settings or anything. I just feel like it's a little more accurate. It feels more realistic and a little bit I just like the character of the tubes and all that stuff that's going on. The clarity of the sound is a little bit more there with my impulse responses, but they both sound great. I'm going to move now to the DC30. We'll start on the neck pickup for that as well. right, so there's a simple demo. The playing is pretty elementary, but you get the idea. I hope that this has helped you consider the differences between impulse responses and the stock cabs. I think in many cases, unless you've got really good impulse responses, you're going to do great with the stock stuff that's just on the quad cortex. I'm partial to my stuff, man. Every time I play my impulse responses on these cabs, I feel like I'm playing the real thing. Um, so if you're interested in checking that out, you can go to the-tone-ranger.com, and I've got a section for impulse responses. You can check that out. Would love if you'd grab something and give me your thoughts. Especially, man, my Silver Bells and these Bad Cat No Dope Vintage 30s, man, they're just two speakers that are so useful on so many things. I just love them. So check them out if you can. I'd love to know your thoughts. Maybe you can share your thoughts. What do you like about what you're hearing? What are your experiences as you've gone back and forth between the cabs on the quad cortex and your own impulse responses? I'd love to hear from you. I hope you're having a great week, and we'll chat with you all real soon.